and today I'm going to be talking about how my mental health has changed while being a student and why. So the way I would answer that question is yes, definitely my mental health has changed since I've been in university, but I think that's because you're in a constant high stress environment and there's so much expected of you in such a small time period, and it's really hard to keep up for anyone. Um, in my personal opinion, I think anxiety and university go hand in hand, and maybe that's not the best thing, but I think it is reality at this point. And yeah, it definitely comes with the territory, and most people are scared to talk about their own anxiety issues. But I think most people would be surprised to know that most of their friends are likely suffering from the same problems. So if you were to talk about it with your closest friends, they could probably give you some of their pointers of how they deal with it. Um, I think being in university, there's a lot of transitions happening, so I think that's also a part of the stress that comes with being a student. I know for me, this year is the first year I'm living on my own. I live with a couple of roommates now, so I'm responsible for getting my own groceries, making my own dinner, doing my own laundry, everything like that. Where living with your parent, you're not typically worried about something like that because you come home and your dinner's on the table and you don't really have to worry about it. So I think that's definitely a transition, and it takes a lot of getting used to. And I think probably a lot of first year students at Ryerson are dealing with that right now, the ones that live in residence anyway. So it does take time, but it does get better, which is good. But it definitely takes a lot out of a person. People that hear us complaining about school can interpret that as not being grateful, but I don't think that's the case at all. I think I'm super blessed to be in university and have the opportunity that I do, and I'm sure other students feel the same way, but I don't think that takes away from the fact that it is such a stressful situation. And not only do we have to worry about the stress of completing assignments, readings, exams, everything like that, we have to worry about whether we're going to be getting jobs or not after it. I think the bar has been set so much higher as time has gone on from, let's say, our parents' generation, that we have to have so much more schooling under our belt in order to get even close to a career. So I think that's also a high source of stress for students right now. I know that's probably one of the biggest ones for me because, like, I can't even imagine something more horrifying than being jobless after. So some things that I also struggle with in school is probably keeping my motivation up all the time. And I think the only way to probably fix that is to make some short-term and long-term goals. And by doing that, it's kind of giving your work a purpose and your effort a purpose. That's something I'm trying to do right now. I'm not really sure if it'll work or not, but I mean, it's better than nothing. So yeah, definitely some short-term and long-term goals to put everything in perspective for yourself, because it gives you something to work towards other than just, oh, okay, I have to hand this in by this time, because that doesn't really benefit you at all. So giving yourself some motivation is definitely important in university. Um, but essentially, I think everything at school is a balancing act. It's more like the Olympics of balancing acts, and takes a lot of motivation, discipline, organization, and that's hard for anyone to keep on top of all the time. On top of trying to have a life and friends and being able to go out and relax. Um, But thankfully at Ryerson there's a lot of programs that are here to assist students. There's counseling programs, there's career counseling programs, there's psychologists, and if you can't make it to one of those, sometimes they have the stress dogs that come by, which are always really cute, and they help with stress a lot. Um, but yeah, I do think essentially that my mental health has changed since I've been in school. Definitely a lot more anxiety problems. But I'm definitely going to try and use some more time management skills to my advantage, and I think it would help me. So hopefully it helps you. Thanks for watching.